So whenever there is a divorce, there it becomes very bitter, long drawn, prolonged, because there is a tussle between the mother and the father for the custody of the children. Often, what happens in court is that lawyers use custody cases as a leverage to give lesser maintenance, or a leverage to get more maintenance. So, in this, children are the ones who are fighting a losing battle. Before I proceed, we have to understand that a child is the tiniest unit of a society, and if the child has a healthy, stable, secure childhood and a healthy attachment style, a healthy, stable, secure mother and father relationship, then the family unit has to be healthy. And then if the family unit is healthy, then the society will be healthy. If suppose the child does not get the love and attention and care of both father and mother, there are very high chances that the child's own marriage, his or her own relationships with their significant other would have some or the other strain. This is not something that I am saying, this is what the psychologists say. So I am only here to speak about the law. But because it is a very human aspect, so as lawyers, we have to understand, we have to counsel the parties to come to a mediation. I am all for mediation because it's always better to come to a finality and a quicker remedy than to prolong the case and fight your ego and get your revenge in some form or the other. And children become the target of it all. So, when the courts are deciding the custody of a child, they are going to see 4 or 5 factors. One factor is the disqualification of the mother, disqualification of the father, qualification of the mother and the father, and who has the settled custody of the child. Now, by disqualification, I mean the educational qualifications, the financial state, environment either parent can provide to the child, the education they can provide, the amenities, the civil amenities, a stable, secure family environment through grandparents, through aunts, uncles, cousins. Settled custody would mean whether the child has always been with the mother or has been with the father for a few years, who has the settled custody. So, supposing the mother has the custody of the child for the first year, father has it for the second year, third year, fourth year, and the couple decides to come to the court in the fifth year, then in this case, the settled custody is with the father. This is an example. The paramount welfare of the child will be given utmost. Negative case means disqualification of either parent. Supposing the conduct of the father is such that he does not deserve to have the custody, or the mother, that is a disqualifying a negative test. So the father who is disqualified in a certain way but is financially more secure, is more capable of providing a better environment for the growth of the child, education of the child, then there are high chances that the father could get the custody of the children. For students, for young lawyers, for parents who are actually involved in a custody battle, this is for you. My advice before I proceed to every parent who is involved in a custody battle is to be the more mature person and decide what is best for your child. And supposing in the trial court it has been decided that your spouse should get the custody of the child, then you must engage with your lawyer, discuss with him the actual pros and cons, and keep aside your ego, keep aside your personal interest in the case, and come to a more mature understanding whether conceding to the order of the trial court could mean a more stable, secure future for your children. And is it worth it after every high trial court order, going to the high court, going to the Supreme Court? Is it worth it? So you must have a very honest conversation first with yourself. Go through the documents filed by either party. Judge your own case yourself. If you have any doubts, go and speak to your lawyer, because over and above you and your family, you have to consider what is the best thing for your children, how their future and life can be secured. Because if you are a parent who is a concerned parent and who actually loves their child, then you would take the axe upon yourself and accept what the verdict is, if in your facts and circumstances it calls for that. So have an honest open discussion with your lawyer and see if it is worth fighting the battle, or you should mediate it, where you can get visitation rights, where you can get custody. We concede to some part of maintenance if it is being used as a leverage, if this custody case is being used as a leverage. Another number one thing that most parents have, concerned parents have in custody cases, is the question is whether our child would be dragged in the court of law. No. What happens in custody cases is the courts are very sensitive. They don't call the child to every hearing, and they will first the trial is going to happen. They will examine the mother and the father, and before they are going to make a final version, they are under obligation to hear out the children. And the judges are listening to the perspective of the child. They are asking the child what is their preference. Then it could be that the judge is alone with the children, or there is a presence of a lawyer, or there is a psychologist, or there is a social worker. It is entirely the discretion of the concerned family court judge. The same thing happens in the high court also. Very good judgments, and some are predictable, some are completely unpredictable, and custody cases form a very interesting area of study. 100 to 200 cases on this, and then I have picked out a few landmark cases which I am going to discuss ahead. And as an informed client, you can always have an honest conversation with your lawyer and come to a more practical and better solution to your legal problem that is ongoing. Sometimes custody cases go on from 5 to 10 years because neither parent is willing to give up the fight. An example here of a mother. She nursed her children for 1 to 2 years, and she was under a lot of strain. She had already given a lot of dowry, a lot of gold in her dowry, who invested her youth in that marriage. She was married off young. She came from a community where she was married off young. Her in-laws were harassing her. Her husband was very cruel to her. And when she had nursed the children, after 1 or 2 years, they drove her out of the house, and after that, she fought for the custody. This went on for 5 to 7 years, and she could not get the custody of her children because the husband and his family had forcefully kept the custody of the children, even though the custody of the children from the age of 0 to 6 belongs solely to the mother in such cases, but they kept the children. She was denied from meeting the children, brainwashed against the mother, and they had a lot of bitterness towards her. And I admire the fortitude of the mother, her resolve to get her children or speak to them or connect with them. She had so much love for her children, but by the end, she did not get the custody of the children. She never asked for maintenance, she never asked for divorce. All she wanted was her children. When she was married off, she was not so independent or bold. But while fighting all this, her personality changed. She became more financially stable. She is now independent. She is working. She is a story of courage and success. The sad reality that in this life, those two children were not meant to be with her. And but at least she does not have the regret that she didn't fight it all. And there should be no guilt in mothers if they are unable to secure the custody of the children. The womb that gives birth feels that extra divine responsibility to nurture the souls that they have given birth to.